Hi there, Jack Hall here. This is the second video I'm doing today. We are here at Schooner Beach, just north of Gualala, California. I've got the window open so you can hear the surf. I'm having my second cup of tea out of my mug made especially for these series of videos. It's called Common Sense, Not So Common. That was going to be the title of the series originally, and then I went on to YouTube and I looked up common sense, and what I found is there's a pile of things out there that are labeled common sense. One of the more interesting one is by Thomas Sowell. The title of that particular one is Common Sense in an Uncommon World, and I highly recommend it. In any case, on to the title of this particular episode, which is Tune for Minimum Smoke. Many years ago, I was an optometrist in Angels Camp, California, and I met a fellow who was a real estate agent and also a ham radio operator named Jack Autry. Jack is long dead now, so I can certainly use his name. He was a ham radio operator. We weren't close friends, but we were friends. I went over and he showed me his ham radio setup. And there, sitting on the wall above his rig, was a sign that said, Tune for Minimum Smoke. I looked at that and I thought, you know, by golly, that's not a bad philosophy for life. As I understand it, I'm not a ham radio operator, nor do I know very much at all about ham radio. But my understanding is that if you don't have your amplifiers and your radio tuned properly, that you can start burning things. Therefore, tune for minimum smoke. Well, if you're going to apply that in life, maybe you ought to go about trying to create the least amount of friction necessary with the people that you're dealing with. It can't hurt. It's probably going to make your life a lot more pleasant, probably going to make their life a lot more pleasant. Why not? Take a moment, think about what you're doing, think about how is this going to be helpful. If it's not going to be helpful, maybe you ought to not do that. Just a thought. I see people all the time throwing out, quote, witty comments that are actually hurtful. Sometimes those witty comments wind up making them an enemy. They got a laugh, but the cost of the laugh was the ill will of the person that it was aimed at. And that's not good. We're all in a popularity contest, like it or not, and the more people you upset, the less likely you are to be successful at whatever you attempt to do, at least with those people. Why not try and make things pleasant for them? Then they want to make things pleasant for you, and then you wind up actually doing better. So it seems like a smart thing to do, to tune for minimum smoke. One of the things that comes from that is there are life lessons all around you if you keep your eyes open. I mean, I wasn't walking into Jack's Radio Shack expecting to learn anything that was going to have any value, and yet I looked at that and it was a joke, but then when I thought about it, it wasn't really so much of a joke. It really wasn't a bad philosophy for life. Try and make things as smooth as possible for others, and try and make things as smooth as possible for you. It's certainly not going to hurt. It's probably going to help quite a bit. One of the things that I think about when I do one of these videos is, should I introduce myself? Should I say where I am? Should I say what the title of the video is? The title of the video, sure. So I'm alternating. Sometimes I introduce myself, sometimes I don't. I try to always say where we are, because this seems to be the set that is going to appear maybe 100% of the time. It's the inside of my fully restored 1996 Holiday Rambler travel trailer. We spend a lot of days living in this. We're not full-timers. We're probably, on average, I would say, close to half-time. And this is also when I have free time. There you go. Tune for minimum smoke. Until next time, have a great day.